Hello, my name is Tabitha McKeever. I'm with Jewelry DreamZ. That's Jewelry DreamZ with a Z as in zebra at the end, not an S. I'm going to make a piece of fudge chocolate. When I used to work at Astroworld, when I was younger, there was a store there that sell different types of fudge chocolate. So since I've gotten into making different food items with polymer clay, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try my hand at making some fudge chocolate. It's very simple and easy, and I'm going to call it chocolate overload. So right here I have a razor, just a regular razor. This is the block, how we're going to make it for the fudge chocolate. This is the round ball that I'm going to make look like this block. This is polymer, liquid polymer clay. I actually use Kato's Clear Medium. It's my favorite. I have some chocolate Fimo. This chocolate Fimo is a little bit older and a little bit drier, so it's not quite as soft. In this case, it's actually very useful. I use some of this liquid clay and some of the chocolate Fimo to make a chocolate syrup that I'm going to put on top of the fudge bar. That's why I call it fudge overload. And I'm also going to use some of this Fimo to make some chocolate chips to put on top of the fudge bar. Another reason why I call it overload. And to make things look pretty, because I love glisten and shine and stuff and everything, I'm going to put some sprinkles on top. And some of the fudge bars have sprinkles on them. So let's get started. So here are the two pieces here. Right here. And I'm going to make this ball kind of look like this block. So what I'm going to do is I made it the piece of clay a ball, and now I'm going to use my fingers to shape it like a rectangle. Flatten it a little bit on top, shape it a little bit on the sides. Just want a rectangle. I want to make it as much as a rectangle as I can with my hands first. Okay, now I can put it down a little bit, make it a little bit easier. And I like to flip it over because once you press it on the tile side, it kind of makes for a flatter bottom. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm actually going to kind of cut the sides a little bit. After I do this, I'm just going to shape. I'm still going to shape it with my finger a little bit to make the edges not quite as straight. And press it down a little bit, make it a little flatter. Now on this particular piece, because I'm using this liquid clay, once I bake it, I'm going to drill the hole in it with a little drill bit. You can get those at the hardware store. It'd be a little too messy, and I would distort my piece of chocolate if I was to drill the hole in now. And also, if you use this for like a dollhouse or something, you definitely don't need to drill any holes in it. Okay, there you go. Here's the chocolate piece right here. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the chocolate Fimo, and I'm going to use my razor. This one's a little bit bigger than the one that I made earlier. And I'm actually going to just kind of cut. The good thing about this Fimo here is it's a little bit older, so it's a little bit drier. so it just breaks up very nicely. And it depends on how big you want your chocolate chunks to be. Actually, I skipped a step. Let me move this over to the side a little bit. Whoa. Whoa, I fling that all the way over. Thankfully, I have a really huge tile. Okay, one of the steps I forgot is that I'm going to use my chocolate syrup that I used. I used a little bit of the liquid clay and some of the chocolate Fimo to make some syrup. So I'm going to take my finger and just kind of dip it in there a little bit. Give me a little bit of chocolate, and I'm just going to put it on top. I really do want it mainly just on top. And it doesn't have to cover the whole top. That was the beauty of it. Of the authentic, you know, the real chocolate bars. Is that it wasn't necessarily perfect. Okay, so let me go back to finishing this. You can make your chocolate pieces very chunky or not as chunky. It really depends on you. I liked mine a little fine. So once you get your chocolate pieces to whatever size you want, just sprinkle them on top. And just press down just a little bit just to make sure that the little pieces are in contact with the liquid clay. Okay, this is what we have so far. Had a piece fall. Let me tip it over just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Get this little piece off of here. Looks funny. Okay. Alright. So we have that. And I'm going to put just a little bit of sprinkles on it. Right here I have my little sprinkles. And because these things love to fall everywhere, I'm going to put just a little bit inside of the cap. Just by dipping it in like that. And I'm going to sprinkle it on top. Just a little bit. Well, it really depends on you. And in most cases, you would not have to actually press on them, because as long as they make contact with some of the liquid clay, they're not going to fall off. Because the weight of the bead, even though they're very small, will dig into the liquid clay. Okay, let me see if I can make this a little bit easier to see. So here's the chocolate. There you go. Your chocolate bar. Little piece of fudge chocolate. Looks good enough to eat to me. Now it's ready to bake in the oven for approximately 20, well, toaster oven. I have a dedicated toaster oven for approximately 25 to 30 minutes. Thank you.